We have got to stop talking about Tony Romo because right now he's irrelevant. I hate saying that, but the Cowboys can't count on Tony anymore. His body simply can't withstand the punishment of an NFL game. Just can't. We do need to talk about Dak Prescott and Zeke Elliott. American League Division Series. You want it. I definitely want it. And I have a feeling the Rangers want another shot at avenging last season's disappointment. In high school, college, and now the NFL, he's become the starter due to injury. He never gave the job back in high school or at Mississippi State. All week, nothing but drama. Des Bryant refusing to plug in his phone and communicate with his employer. AWOL for 2 days. That's the kind of stuff the Cowboys deal with. John Daniels' fingerprint is all over it. He told me 2010 was the best job he and his staff had done at constructing a team, but says that could change. They're absolutely destroying the Bengals. It's 28-7 in the fourth quarter, and surprise, surprise, it's the two rookies that are still in the show. If Dak Prescott goes into Lambeau Field and passes that test, I don't see how the Cowboys can go back to Tony Romo regardless of their loyalty to number 9. I like to call it a grown man's win. The Cowboys did it with $45 million worth of their salary cap on the bench due to injuries. But hope is gone at that point, is it not? Yeah, I mean, they're human. Well, you can say that, yes, it is pro football and all that, but as a human, there's going to be somewhat of a letdown. Do all Australians say, "G'day, mate"?
Not all of them. Not all of them.
What is your go-to phrase?
Hello.
Hello? It's pretty simple.
Yeah, pretty simple.
So hello. Take, for example, the fourth quarter game-winning touchdown drive he led last week against the Redskins. He appears he can do it all. Nearly 37 minutes, which is really neat and all, but managed only one of those explosive plays that Coach Garrett mentioned. This one to Jeff Swain. After last night's walk-off winner, the Rangers' magic number to clinch the division down to just 3. Their lead of 9.5 games over the Mariners and the Astros is the largest in the American League. But tonight, it was about wiping that smug look off Mike Scioscia's face and taking care of those halos. We pick things up in the bottom of the fourth. The Rangers trailing 3-2, and that's Nomar Mazara. He tags his 20th home run of the season, a 2-run shot, putting the Rangers ahead by 1. To the fifth, Nick Martinez on in relief, and maybe the play of the season, I don't know. He snatches it out of the air, doubles up the runner at first, and of course, classic Scioscia. Couple men on for Mitch Moreland in the bottom of the frame, and he comes through to help pad the lead. Right now, the Rangers lead 5-4 in the 8th. The Bears come calling Sunday night for the Cowboys. Maybe not Jay Cutler, as he injured his thumb last night when Chicago was dismantled by the Eagles. And if you watch that game, it's easy to see just how terrible the Bears are. But don't think it'll be a layup for the Cowboys because, well, the Dallas D is still a major issue. Bob Sturm of The Ticket joined me earlier with a thought on how to make chicken salad out of the Cowboys defense. They do have a couple sacks, though, and 2 interceptions in 2 games. I think It took 6 games last season to get 2 interceptions. So clearly they have to get the turnovers to make this whole thing work.
It's also figuring out when to blitz and when.
Through 5 weeks, college football has been absolutely nuts, and I've loved every minute of it. Louisville gets knocked off by Clemson tonight. Tennessee needs a Hail Mary to slip past Georgia. Nebraska is still undefeated. You don't really know what's going to happen, but I can tell you one thing. The Big 12 has seen better days, and I'd be shocked if anyone reaches the college football playoff. Charlie Strong and his defense under fire 4 weeks into the season, but he's pinning his hopes on freshman Shane Buechele out of Arlington Lamar. He goes hot route to Andrew Beck for the touchdown. Texas misses 3 extra points today, but they lead by 2. Just before the half, this is the problem. Tackling is optional for Texas. Jalen McCaskey goes 52 yards, and it's pistols firing for the Pokes. An 18-point loss for the Longhorns, and afterwards, athletic director Mike Perrin said he'll be evaluating everything when it comes to the program, including Charlie Strong. Baker Mayfield accounts for 4 touchdowns on the day, but gives this one to Samaje Perine as the Sooners get out to a massive 49-24 lead over TCU with the Carter. But as they do, the Frogs make a comeback in the 4th. Kenny Hill goes over the top to Taj Williams, 74 yards for the score. Hill has 449 yards, 5 touchdowns on the day, but it would come down to this. TCU down 6, 4th and 20. But no, Oklahoma hangs on 52-46. Gary Patterson said his team can't be the YMCA. You can't just play Well, it appears TCU just played their way out of a shot of the Big 12 title. Baylor won 3 straight, 4-5 versus Iowa State. Bears down 14 entering the 4th, and that's Seth Russell calling his own number. Baylor within 7. 6.5 to go now. Terrence Williams, the other one, 2 yards up the middle for the score, and we're tied at 42. It would come down to the right foot of Chris Callahan, though. A 19-yard, no-doubter. Baylor hangs on to stay undefeated. 45-42 the final in Ames. Texas A&M led the FBS in explosive plays over 40 yards heading into Columbia, South Carolina, and they get another just when they need it most. Travion Williams, 49 yards to the house. Aggies win 24-13, and Kevin Sumlin, 5-0 for the 3rd straight season. Cole Hamels, then Yu Darvish, or Yu Darvish, then Cole Hamels. They'll be your game 1 and 2 starters when the playoffs open next week, regardless of order. But who does Jeff Bannister throw in game 3? Who takes that spot in the rotation? Maybe it could be that man, Colby Lewis, pitching on his bobblehead night, and the 37-year-old was a little wobbly in the 3rd. He gives up a 3-run home run to Corey Dickerson. Rangers lose 4-1. Lewis drops his 5th straight start, but good news here. It was the first time since returning from the DL Lewis pitched into the 7th regular season finale tomorrow afternoon. Top 2 spots on the line in the West for FC Dallas as they take on the LA Galaxy. 39th minute, and that's Walker Zimmerman using the old noggin to bury one in the back of the net. That's all the Hoops will need. They win 1-0 and clinch a knockout round bye in the playoffs. Day 2 of the Ryder Cup, Jordan Spieth and Patrick Reed were up 4, but find themselves clinging to a 1-hole lead on 17. Spieth's birdie putt comes up just short. They'd have the match. The USA would have a 6.5 to 5.5 lead after the morning session. Afternoon 4-ball. Spieth's partner Patrick Reed from the fairway on 6. He holds it out for the eagle. They'd win that match, pick up a point. USA wins 3 of 4 afternoon matches, and they'll have a 3-point lead going into Sunday.